it's about lies on the ground.
Welcome back to the show. It's me, Hugh. Sandra, of course, joining us, and also Sandra Saradesi. Did I say that right, Sandra?
Another Sandra.
You said it perfectly.
Okay.
Hugh's got bookends Sandras.
Yes, I know. The power. The power of the Sandras. Let's do it.
Sandras.
Okay, let's talk about the power, Sandra and Sandra.
You know Sandra means helper?
Yes, to humanity.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
Okay, well, let's get to know you a little bit, Sandra, because your website is called healingoftheheart.com, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us, I mean, just give us a little introduction to all the work that you do.
Well, this notion or this the website that was instantly available to me, which I found such a blessing, because the healing modality that is supported by the angels in the angelic language is called Belvaspata, which is kind of some letters that we will get used to it as the consciousness of humanity starts raising. Belvaspata, the translation of that word means healing of the heart.
In what language?
The angels, the angelic language. We know very little of the angels.
Do they even speak?
They speak, let's say they give us their light and frequency, their pure light and frequency, to assist us with, I heard you talking earlier, with illusion, with the removal of illusion. And what is really illusion is anything that keeps us in bondage or separation of our true essence. So how do we know if we're in separation mode or in oneness? Well, how much pain are you holding? Whether it is mental, physical, emotional, it all comes down to the belief system that we all have to die. We all have to get sick eventually and die. Drag our feet, wear glasses after 40, have lower back pain or somewhere there, and all these programs and belief systems that have kept us in the boxes of limitations. So with this angelic assistance, effortlessly, and you don't have to take my word for it, I'll be more than excited to give you a sample healing. It will start shedding all these layers and layers of programs of the matrix, and then we finally can start live truly a life free of our own self-made prison bars.
Wow.
Am I speaking your language? Did I lose you here?
No, you had me at...
That happens a lot, Sandra.
I'm not going to take it personal.
Wait a sec. So...
See, told you. Do you want me to... Okay, let me take over. Do you want me to speak? Are you okay to speak?
He's an expanded state that happens when people come into my presence sometimes.
Yeah. Plus, you put this special
perfume
oil on my all over me, right?
Well, yes.
All over you, Hugh? Well, here we go again.
No, actually, it was all under.
Yeah. All over and under.
Oh my God.
Well,
under where?
We just use some of the meridians. These are incredible pure Egyptian oils that have...
Which meridians?
Well, I just put on the third eye and on the throat. And I just got back from a retreat from studying with this incredible mystic that I've been sharing this journey, or she's been sharing the journey, or I don't know how to describe it. And the truth is that when you run out of words, you have touched something real. So I just got back from Red Deer, and every time we are in a class, it's never her the one giving the workshop. It's such a wave, like it's this one that we receive to each other, and we uncover new information. She shared this information about the meridian points, and each meridian point, we have 4 negative emotions out of the 12 main meridian points, and basically this is what has given us what we've been talking about earlier about anger, the feeling of anger, the feeling of fear, the anger, the hopelessness, and the guilt. All of that comes from distorted emotions that are kept in each of these meridians. So when we use angelic sigils for each meridian, accompanied by these sacred oils, these pure Egyptian oils that are not only uplifting, they have a quality or a tone that they enhance and they release the distortion. They can be also used as perfume, so you don't smell like you're in a recovery out of a clinic. Because up to this point, I like the essential oils, but I wasn't too sure if I would be wearing them to go to a party or to go to a social event. But these are so exquisite, and they have the right amount of each combination of the flowers. So I put some special oil on Hugh, and that's what is happening. The
Yeah,
oil
he's
effect.
spinning.
That's what's happening.
So,
He's running out of questions. I like it.
so what do you do? What is this healing modality? What does it consist of? If someone were to come to you, Sandra, what does that mean?
Well, it will be typically done in a massage table.
Okay.
For about an hour.
Okay.
There's no physical contact required, as the frequencies are vast enough to just be placed on top of your, sort of on your etheric body. But since I'm working with the oils for the last 6 months, and actually what happens is that the sense of smell has the longest nerve in the brain, so it awakens parts of us that were dormant or slumbering. So that's why I said to Hugh, do you want me to awaken some pieces of you that are slumbering? He says, yes. So we did that. So before I do a session, I have incorporated the oil. So I do a massage, a head massage, hands, and I don't go, if it's a woman, I don't go too down on the heart, but we have a high heart, which is at the base of the throat, so I massage that, and a lot of times there is pain built up, like buried there, and it starts to release with the oils. And on top of it, I had 2 cases of 2 women that for over a decade, they both have lost the sense of smell, and using the Belvaspata frequencies and the oils, they have recovered the sense of smell sporadically, on and off, and then more, so sustaining that sense again. So
is this, and forgive me for using an analogy, but I've not heard of this before. So I know of Reiki. So do people ever compare this to Reiki? Is this similar, or how is this different than Reiki?
Well, Reiki works with energy, and yes, I get lots of questions like that.
Okay.
And in the cycle that we were before, we were in the cycle of energy. And then in 2005, what that means is that we were working with the positive and the minus. That's how energy, so opposites attracting each other. So life was much more difficult for light workers before 2005. And as we started to move into the cycle of ascension of light, then it means that it works with sameness, like attracts alike.
Right. Okay. Which is very much the law of attraction.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then when you're doing a session, say you want to come for a session and you want to include a child of yours, but that child is very rebellious and doesn't want anything to do with the mother or whomever wants to give a blessing. So in the old modalities, you would have to ask permission for this kind of thing. But because it's a blessing that stays in the aura, hovers in the aura until the person is ready to receive it, there's no requirement of asking for permission. So you include that person. When I have clients, I said, would you like to, or sometimes they don't even say that, and then in the middle of the session, I start feeling that there is somebody, loved one coming in, so I just automatically include it. And so it's really beautiful because it has all probabilities hover upon you, and it's an alchemy. It's a white magic alchemy, which is black magic has at the core is one benefiting at the expense of others. When we're talking about white magic, what is truly is the highest good of all. So the highest good of all, meaning no compromising anybody.
Right.
And it's beautiful to send it's not even sending, because sending is a direction which has to do with energy. You just in an inclusive way, you bring that person in the session.
So you were saying Reiki is dealing with energy, right? The polarity, I guess,
Yes,
right?
that's polarity. Good word. I forgot that.
Okay,
Yes.
and so what you're doing is dealing with energy in a non-polarity?
It's light and frequency, and we're not opposing. So somebody comes to me because they have a perceived problem or a perceived disease. So instead of focusing on the disease with Belvaspata, at the base of this sacred modality, what it is, we are seeing the perfection of what it is and the beauty. So the best analogy that I'll mean, which is this great mystic that has been revealing all these incredible tools, this is just one of the many tools, is imagine you are a Rembrandt, a masterpiece that is covered in spider webs, and it is so covered that you can't really tell what's underneath it all. What's right underneath it all, it's just perfection and beauty waiting to be revealed. So with Belvaspata frequencies, with the sigils, with the power of the sigils, which, by the way, there is not a limit of sigils like there is in
What do you
Reiki.
call them? Sigils?
Yeah, sigil, which we were talking earlier, and the sigil is an ancient writing, angelic writing. I can, I can get the book and show if you like, but we have. It's not a limited amount. I have like few briefcases with this different specialties. We work at the chakra system. We work at the emotions. We work at the etheric, at the higher chakras. We work for the reproductive system. We work for remembering our godhood, for releasing all belief system, for releasing all the fears of the mind. There's no end. As I was just saying, we just receive another piece, which is to work with the meridians and the emotions. But so anyway, with what happens is, going back to the painting, is that with the power of those sigils, the spider webs get dissolved, and then you truly get to see, ta-da, you're the masterpiece of who you are.
That's what we want. Can you do that right now first?
Ta-da! That's the beauty.
It's done.
Done. You are beautiful. We just have forgotten. So another word for healing is awakening. There's nothing broken, there's nothing to be fixed. It's just that we have forgotten. So with these sigils, you start living a more vibrant life as you remember that you are all things, as you remember you're not separate. So that oneness brings you back home. Some people get it really right away, some people more gradually at the level that we all are. We are like a slice of the big bread. Each one of us are our own very own unique universe.
So if I were to come to you, Sandra, so I'm coming in for a session with Sandra. So I lie down on this the massage bed. Okay. Do you speak to me? Do I fill anything out first? Am I expected to bring questions?
Does she have to take her clothes off?
No, she keeps her clothes on. Yes. That's number one. I have a special music, angelic music. I thought you had changed here, by the way.
Yeah, those oils didn't help that much, apparently, Sandra.
He needs more oil.
I just want to know. Just asking questions.
He's coming back now. You see, he's coming out of that trance. We need more oil.
A second dose.
Yeah, I think so. More potent, please.
Anyway, so what I like to, instead of getting into the mind, okay, what is the problem? Because as it was said earlier, what we focus on, we empower. And we would just want to empower in the beauty of who you are. So I would probably just ask, because I've been practicing Belvaspata since 2007. And I've done all kinds of events. I just most recently did the Total Health shows, the public shows, my own healing circles.
Beautiful.
And I have noticed that the less you feed the person into what seems to be the issue, we can go deeper.
Makes sense.
So I said, well, is there anything in physicality that had already manifested? I said, so because we have a map in our body, so each part of the body is speaking to us, but we just don't know that language.
Okay. So if somebody can they come to you if they have breast cancer, for instance?
Absolutely. I actually had a case of healing breast cancer, and this was in 2007 or 8. I think in 2008. Yeah, the right breast cancer, and it was what really shifted was awareness. So one of the many gifts that you get with Belvaspata is your higher levels of awareness. What is awareness? Is consciousness, is energy, and as well, you get to be present in the moment. So that's how you build up karma. This is in brackets information. When we don't see the whole picture, when we don't take all the insights or all the lessons, then we have to make our trip back in a different body to learn, what was in this room, for example. I get to absorb this room, get all the lessons, and just be fully present. So how do we get there? we can only get there if we silence the mind. And then once this mind is silenced, then we can open the heart. The heart cannot open if we have the voices. As I said, the guest. I have the guest upstairs, and they're always talking. So this one is completely shut. So this is the other gift of Belvaspata. So I say, well, do you have a pain? You have pain in your throat. You have breast cancer. This has manifested. It has to do with nurturing the right breast. Has to do with usually women with right breast cancer is about men leaving them, so they feel abandoned. They have issues of abandonment. So the issues of abandonment is when you feel that you're a victim, when things are happening to you. So Belvaspata will help you see the perfection of how you're responsible for creating your environment, for creating your life, for creating your outcomes. And it's nothing that we talk about. It's just that each particular sigil will start revealing that perfection. So, for example, for this woman that had the breast cancer, she had a nephew, very young, 2 or 3 year old, and I say to her, my assignment to you would be just spend more time with your nephew, see how he lives life, see how much wonderment he has for every moment, and just feel that passion for life, because cancer comes for abandonment of the self.
Okay.
Abandonment of the self.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I say to people, okay, would you go 6 months on a tour, on a trip around the world, and leave your house open, unlocked, windows open? This is what we do on a daily basis. We abandon ourselves to live vicariously through others. So by the power of that, the Belvaspata angels, it's like you become grounded, if you will. People tell me that they see colors different, they see more vibrant. I get people telling me I'm hungry, and a lot of people that don't self-nourish themselves usually say that. So they start being grounded, they attend to their needs of their bodies.
And how often, Sandra, do people have to come and see you? Like, is it once a week? Is it, how does that, I know it depends, I guess, on the issue, but
Yeah.
like say someone who does have breast cancer, let's go back to that. How often do you recommend?
Well, I would say around 4 to 5 days. And ultimately...
Over every day, you mean? Or
every
once a week?
Every 4 or 5 days.
Okay,
At the
got it.
beginning. And the other thing is that anyone can learn how to do their own healing. So if there's something that people are called to learn, I teach workshops, and we teach it over a weekend. So there are 4 levels: level 1, level 2, and then 3 months later you're qualified to learn mastery and grand mastery levels.
Okay, wait. Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Like, were you always doing this, or did you at one point in your life sort of have a breakthrough or realization and you got into this work?
I was waiting for that question, because I tell you, here in Sandra, I have been since I remember, I knew I had to do something to be of service, but I tried to learn different modalities and different, I was doing...
Always searching.
Yeah, kind of trying, and I knew, and I actually had booked appointments to learn different modalities and never pan out. Then I was also learning, I did over 2 years Kundalini yoga. I was going to take my certification, and didn't happen. And then now with Almin, we have the yoga of illumination. We have 4 yogas, and now I'm teaching this yoga. So anything I wanted to learn from the old cycle, it never really came about. And then in 2006, when I learned Almin, I met Almin in 2002. I used to volunteer for the Learning Annex, because I just was wanting to be in tune with everything. And it was very interesting, because I remember seeing her and not understanding what she was talking about. As zero, I don't even recall one word, but I could see through her, and I could say with all my heart, I know she's ultra special, and she has something I cannot comprehend. And I can even tell you, she came in a spacecraft. She did not come driving a car. It was like, so that knowingness. And I saw her again in 2006, and it was like my earplugs were removed, and I could hear and understand. And ever since, I
Wow.
went to my first workshop with her, and I received my certification or my initiation of Belvaspata, and I knew it was like instantly.
Is
I
it
was
Almine
practicing.
who does this?
Yes, Almin.
Okay.
Yes.
Almine.
Yes.
Okay. That's the
Yeah.
lady with the white blonde hair, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
you seem to have heard of her.
Yes, I actually know of her.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me a video on her.
Yeah.
She's a very interesting individual.
Yes.
So that was one of my questions. Where did this information come
It comes from her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She
Interesting.
was actually in Ireland, and we were talking about Ireland a little bit earlier. And in Ireland, she was teaching a workshop, and suddenly through the window, she says like a flock of, I don't know if that word applies to butterflies.
Okay.
So it landed in her forehead, and the meaning of butterflies is spiritual gifts.
Wow.
And she started writing the modality as she received all night, the first part. And as we are now, we are into about to publish for all the major diseases: autism, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, cancer,
Wow.
all of it. And but as it is, we have enough material. I have 19, I think, angelic frequencies to work in each part of the brain, for example.
Wow.
So that
After the show, can we lie down here?
absolutely, yes, yes. Yeah,
Okay, so
serious.
now, thank you for that.
Joking.
But no, I need all the help I can get, Sandra.
We all do.
I know, you know. Okay, but Sandra, like people watching it right now, like
Yeah.
who are can you describe the kind of people who are watching that should maybe really think about coming to see you or giving you a call or getting in touch with you?
Good question.
Everybody. We all need to remember who we are so we can start.
So even if you're not physically ill,
Yes.
you don't have to have a cancer or a
No.
tumor or something
No.
like that.
If you have a challenge in your life, whether it is you're going through a divorce, you know, chances,
point.
divorce, childbirth, like anything that, you know, or if you are not at the place where you want to be in your career, it's like there's something we're not seeing, because we are to have absolutely everything. If we are everything, why are we struggling? So the struggle stops the
Good point.
minute we start resisting life. All the troubles come from, is the analogy I say, is that imagine you're driving your car, your vehicle with the emergency brake on. This is how we go through life.
I have done that a few times actually.
I know, I do that almost every day. Just kidding.
Okay, so now we actually have a video of you
You do?
or something, some kind of a video.
No way.
Yeah, we do. So we're gonna play that as we wrap
Wow,
up the
he's
show.
good that way.
Which one did you find?
I don't know. All I can tell you, it's about 3 minutes long. That's all I
They're
know.
all probably 3 minutes long.
Okay.
Is that okay? Can we play it?
Yeah, well, I just want to say, I'll talk about
yeah.
the CDs
Yeah, yeah.
really
Yes,
quick. Do
please.
you want me
Yeah,
to?
yes.
So, with Almin's material, because it's a very esoteric and it could be very
She's
out
very
there.
out there.
Yeah, so I say to people, is she out there? I say, well, it depends where you are.
Oh, she's out
I
there.
was already out there, so for me, it was right here. So
Okay.
just-
All right. No, she's out there.
So the CDs
Here, just hold it up a little higher. Here, I'll hold this.
There you go.
up.
Beautiful.
There's your.
So this CD is a full book of the healing modality of enlightenment, which covers all the fears of the psyche, of the mind, the things that we don't even have words for, the new language, and people actually they do listen to it. If you tell me you don't have time, they play it at night, very low volume on
Don't play it
repeat.
driving.
No while driving. Good point. Yeah, and I have reported testimonials and miracles. So I had to, yes. So the angel group is Kanish Belvaspata, and the word Kanish means enlightenment. So it's a full hour of angelic calling, and I brought this too for the two of you.
No, thank you.
That's really
Notice
nice.
it's 24 chakras. Most people only know
Well,
of 7
we
chakras.
have 24. If we've been driving the car with
Wow.
one wheel, so can you imagine? So that's also
That's why I'm feeling unbalanced. I'm kind of lopsided.
yes.
Oh, pretty hard with one
So
wheel.
they both are available on my website.
That's
And,
wonderful.
That's great. And
Yeah.
and so what is the
Beautiful. Thank you,
website?
Sandra.
Healingoftheheart.com.
Healingoftheheart.com.
I already said it.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much. This has been very
Yeah.
informative.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thank you. I'm still
much.
You're still processing, you're releasing, and your enhancement.
Yes.
Good.
Beautiful.
I like that.
Okay, so thanks, Sandra, for coming
Thank
in
you
today.
so
you.
much.
Thank
wow.
you.
So I guess that's it for the show, except for the video we're going to play of
Sandra that doesn't know which
my
video
God.
it is.
What?
I don't know which one is. I hope it's not the one on the yoga.
I know which one it is.
Okay.
It's a beautiful one anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We'll
thanks
trust
for
it.
doing this.
We'll
Trust
trust
it.
it.
And that was a great show, Sandra.
Awesome show.
Yeah. So thanks, everybody. We'll
And to
see you
all the
next week.
ETs who are watching us too. Hi.
Let's start.
Disclosure is imminent.
Welcome to Healing of the Heart, where we open, heal, and awaken hearts. I'm Sandra Saradesi. I'm happy to offer to you tools for enlightenment, Belvaspata, Kivesta, and the Yoga of Illumination. I invite you to learn more. Let's start with Belvaspata. What is Belvaspata, you may be thinking? The translation for Belvaspata means healing of the heart, and it comes from the angelic languages. It's a sacred modality that heals with light and frequency, and it was given to humanity as a gift from the creator of all life in 2006. Almin is the mystic that is internationally known as one of the leading mystics of our times. She is the originator of Belvaspata. It's totally effortless. Whether you're the healer or the recipient, it is effortless. When would you need a session of Belvaspata? Anytime that you're feeling disconnected, separated, or you may be going through a career change, if you're experiencing a loss of a loved one, terminal illness, or just simply want to experience higher states of consciousness, Belvaspata is here for you. Benefits are big thing here because we have lots of benefits, and just to name a few of today: silencing the mind, opening your heart, connecting you to yourself, releases patterns of addiction, removes blockages at a physical, emotional, mental, and a spiritual level. So all your energy will flow easily and effortlessly. And you may start living a life of miracles. Start living a life of miracles today. Contact us, whether you want a one-on-one session or to attend the seminar or for more information. Belvaspata, much more than a healing modality, a way of life. Thank you.